women. Get their phone numbers. I have to be on, right? I've got to engage, build rapport, close.
All right, today we're talking to men who have been accused of having egos so big that it's a wonder anyone else can fit in the room. Now, Paul is a self-proclaimed Casanova who says he's proud of the fact that he slept with 132 women and counting. That was the last time that we asked him. It may have gone up since then. Paul says that he never buys women dinner because he's proven that the dinner then sex combination just doesn't work. Paul says he's so good at getting women into bed that he's even written a manual called How to Get Blanked, How to Get, well, whatever, in New York City. I'm so glad that that's now in our body of literature. Take a look.
New York City is a playground for the single guy. Look at this place. It's the perfect place to play the game.
There's a lot of single women looking to meet a guy who's straight, unattached, and show him a good time.
I wrote this 17-page little manifesto called Get New York City. We got 3 things. Is the second most abundant commodity on earth after water. B, men should behave more like caveman. Grab that woman off the street, drag her back to your lair. And C, women ultimately only care about a man's ability to pay and how well he makes love to her.
I have to be on, right? I've got to engage, build rapport, have a few laughs, close. It's exhausting. I don't see anything wrong with sleeping with girls that I have no long-term interest in. I'm more selective about whom I have dinner with than whom I have sex with.
On a good week, I'm probably having 10, 15 dates. I've slept with 132 women.
I've had sex in the New York City cab, and the guy reached back and touched her because they're getting their jollies off too. A lot of my game centers around not wasting financial resources. I don't even take girls out. I meet them on the street and I invite them back to my place. If I'm attracted to the girl and the end game is to be physical, I want them in a controlled environment where I can escalate it into a sexual scenario.
Now I'm here with the Casanova cam. We'll see how it works. I'm hoping to capture some street game today. It's nice, kind of like a bra here.
My main goal today is to meet a dozen upwards women. Get their phone numbers.
Well, being a good player is just got to get into the vibe. I'm almost 6'1". I've got like a swimmer's build. I'm happy with my looks and my physique. I'm healthy.
I always keep a little bit of scruff. I'm never clean shaven. Women respond a lot to facial hair, I found. They like to touch it, and if it's manly.
They know that there's a big sexual component to our medium.
I need to keep well hydrated.
We got a Cliff Bar. It's perfect fuel for a running street game.
Women say I'm intense. It scares them off or turns them on. My eyes are like beams. Like if I see a girl, she sees that eye connection, she knows it's on. It's like, and then it's just like lock on, like a missile. I love your style. I wanted to come and say hi because it's very unique.
The first girl, I made eye contact. I got her number quickly and moved on.
Women generally know what my deal is up front. It's about the physicality, and I'm very touchy-feely right off the bat, so. Can I touch your cheekbone?
He touched me.
Yeah, you rubbed my back.
I don't like how he touches me.
I wasn't really impressed with his sketchiness, coming up to us out of nowhere, asking me if I was drinking tea. Behind me.
Can we have a drink sometime? You'll bring the accent, I'll bring the cocktails?
Sure.
I love your hat and your smile.
you.
Do you live in the city?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. How about a drink sometime?
Yes.
Boom. I'm
Nice
Paul.
to meet you.
Big hug.
The big key there is to enter with confidence, keep it light and playful, get the contact information, and then get out of the situation. And I effectively did that. My mojo is pretty good. I got 3 or 4 numbers in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes. 2 girls texted me, so we have plans for tonight. Not bad. So it looks like it's on.
Okay.
All right.
So your theory is get in, get the numbers, and get out.
It's not a theory. It works.
Yeah. So that you've got a spreadsheet.
I do.
Okay. And so how many women are you?
132.
Okay.
Fewer for other stuff.
Do you like women?
I do, yeah.
This was a quote you gave in an interview that I read. You said, she may look fit, sexy, and sophisticated, but after she's naked with mascara running down her face and she's trying to stuff her thighs into a pair of too small jeans at 2 a.m., you realize she's just another person trying to get by.
I wrote that, yes.
Yeah.
So, and what exactly is offensive about that? I'm in that statement, I'm basically saying men and women are equal. We're all just trying to get by in this world, and don't, as a man who's trying to learn a little game, don't put a woman on a pedestal and think she's untouchable. Everyone has their own foibles, everyone has their own hang-ups, and I think a lot of men's insecurity is that they elevate the woman so much that they have fear of approach.
Yeah. Are you always on the make?
No.
Have you been hustling here?
I was chatting with one of the PAs, very cute girl, yeah.
You remember Sam here.
Yeah, very
the
cute girl.
receptionist.
Yeah.
You came up to her at the desk and closed the box and said she shouldn't be eating this.
Yeah,
it is empty carbs.
Right, I did do that.
So he told you not to eat this.
Yeah,
right?
and I told him I was going to eat it anyways.
Is that it? Did you eat it?
Oh no, I ate mine. That's not it.
Yeah.
Mine's gone, and it's probably right here.
I avoid
really don't care. Who are you to tell me what I should put into my body? I just met you.
Yeah, you can do what you want.
Do you remember Meg?
Yeah, I do, Meg. Yeah, sure. Hi.
Yeah. What happened with this morning with you?
Oh, well, he wanted a high five, and I said no. Then he wanted a hug, because he said we have to make some kind of contact. And then he said maybe a kiss, possibly with tongue. Ooh. And just, it was more the way he looks at you, and no eye contact, just a lot of up and down.
Tell me about this caveman style. What are you saying about that?
I invoke the idea of a caveman to say, listen, get back to your roots. You see something attractive, a woman that you feel it in your loins, go after her and approach her and sort of own that masculinity and take charge of the situation. And women appreciate it often if it's done smoothly.
You say you don't buy dinner because you're not trying to feed somebody,
right,
and don't drink on the job. So you drink seltzer and tell the bartender to call it a Tom Collins.
Correct. I stay sober while the woman gets drunk for a couple reasons. One, it's expensive. And two, I found the transition from the bar to my apartment was very difficult, especially on a cold New York night.
Because it's hard to go from the bar to your apartment on a cold New York night because there's the cold like snap them back to reality.
And they're like, oh, I got to get home, you know, which I'm sure you dated in your young life and have probably similar experience.
All the time. Happened all the time.
So we're going to meet a woman who did pay a late night visit to Paul's apartment and what she says he was doing when he opened the door.
Ooh.
Coming this May on Dr. Phil. Do you really know the nanny who's watching your children?
She was an all-American girl, 23 years old. Moms trusted her, and their kids adored her.
The most wonderful babysitter ever.
But once the parents were gone,
God, I just don't care.
Her dark side took over.
That will trick you, you know.
Now, Dr. Phil confronts her about what she did on the job.
Be very, very careful. You don't know what I know. You jack with me and you'll be gone before you know it.
And
that's a shot, a little more.
Is her mother making it all worse?
You're doing illegal drugs with her.
Wasn't my choice.
Somebody grabbed the back of your head, shoved it down on the table and said, snort this coke with your daughter?
The Sitter's Secret.
I can't take it anymore.
Coming this May.
On Dr. Phil. I don't put up with any of that bullshit. Today we're talking to men with huge egos. Now, Paul is a proclaimed Casanova who keeps a spreadsheet of all the women he slept with. Now, Heather says she dated Paul for about 5 months. She says he was charming, handsome. That is, until he answered his door doing something she thought was really inappropriate. Take a look.
I met Paul at this upscale restaurant in New York City. He was able to talk about like history and politics and culture.
She liked me, so I think it was in her interest to give me her number.
He called me a couple days later, and then we went out to dinner. Paul admitted to me that he had a spreadsheet of all of the women he slept with.
She was both intrigued and kind of shocked by that.
After he said that, I said, okay, I'm definitely not touching your
We left dinner that night, and we ducked into an alcove.
We definitely made out, but it didn't go very far.
Short of having sex, we were pretty much at it.
Paul and I very casually dated for about 5 months.
We only got together maybe 3 or 4 times.
I finally decided to call him and say, I think I want to come over.
She was out drinking with friends, maybe even like 2 in the morning or something. I wasn't surprised when I got the phone call. I knew she'd come around.
I buzz his doorbell. He opens the door, and